Yay! We're finally done with invertebrates, just in time for the semester to be over. But before you go, we're going to take a look at chordates, phylum Chordata. And we're also going to take a look at some characteristics that not only all chordates have in common, but that are unique to the three subphyla of chordates listed here. So all chordates must possess, for at least some portion of their life, a dorsal nerve cord. For us humans, that's our spinal cord. A dorsal notochord, it's a support structure for the nerve cord. In humans, it's gone by birth. Pharyngeal pouches, again, those are gone for humans by birth, and a tail that extends past the anus, which for humans retracts back into the body. So most chordates start off looking very similar in embryonic development, and over time will develop differently. So if you look at the early stages of development here, this fish and this human, when you compare them, they look fairly similar. But as embryonic development continues going this way, obviously by the end, the fish here looks very different from the human, but that human looks a lot still like this rabbit here. So the point here is that all vertebrates follow a very similar embryonic development pattern. And because they follow a similar embryonic development pattern, we know what's happening at each stage based on studying lower vertebrates. Most chordates are vertebrates, but there are three subphyla of chordates we're going to talk about here. The first one is Chordata. They have a notochord, a nerve cord, and a tail in the larva form only. This makes up about 2,000 species that are found in shallow waters. The adults are completely sessile, and some examples of this include sea squirts and tunicates, which you can see in the pictures below. The next subphyla is Cephalochordata. These are slim, fish-like shaped. They're submerged in sand, so typically only their mouth comes up above the sand. There's about 30 species of these. They're typically found in warm seas, and examples of this are lancets. Now, the subphyla we're most familiar with are vertebrates. These are the ones where the notochord usually forms into the vertebrae, the bones of your backbone. Sometimes it's bony, sometimes it's cartilaginous, but it always surrounds and encloses the spinal cord. Vertebrates tend to show more complex behaviors. They can learn. They have a very highly developed nervous system with large brains and specialized senses. They're very diverse because this includes fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals, which humans are mammals. Typically, we'll see an appendicular skeleton, which includes arms and legs, or fins, flippers, paws, and wings. And then there'll be two girdles that connect the backbone to the appendages. One is the pectoral girdle, which is the shoulder region, and the other is the pelvic girdle, which is the hip region. There are 7 classes of vertebrates. 3 of those classes are fish. For instance, there's agnatha, which are the jawless fish, or lamprey and eel. There's the cartilaginous, which are cartilaginous fish that include sharks, which we'll be dissecting, and the osteophytes, which are bony fish, and they're typically the trout and perch and the fish that you typically associate with being fish. And then the remaining 4 are not fish. They're amphibians, which include your frogs and salamanders and newts, the reptiles, which include snakes, lizards, turtles, alligators, aves, which is birds, and mammals, which are mankind, dog, cats, monkeys, whales, cows, etc.